The next story I want to tell you about pertains to another development that took place this week that we've been keeping our eye on for quite a while. It's the CISA bill, or the Cyber Intelligence Sharing Act. Basically, this bill is the distant cousin, the surviving family member of several bills that were defeated through internet activism and through, maybe through some politicians that actually gave a damn at the time. Some of you might remember the CISPA bill and SOPA and SETA. I mean, there's been several of them over the past 5 years or so, but it's the Cybersecurity Information Sharing Act, which the U.S. Senate approved with a vote of 83 to 14 this week. And the bill is, on the surface level, what they say, it's designed to allow private companies to easily share threat intelligence with government agencies, right? That makes sense. A company is under threat. They need to have easy way to just give that information to the government, right? I don't understand why it's so complicated in the first place, but whatever. But critics of the bill say the provisions will only increase the indiscriminate monitoring of legal activity. Before the vote, Senator Rand Paul introduced an amendment which would require companies to adhere to their own terms of service with customers. However, this amendment failed after only receiving 32 votes. And according to Rand Paul's presidential campaign website, it says the bill would transform websites into government spies. Following the vote, Senator Ron Wyden, who's been a longtime opponent of CISA, told the Daily Dot, "We think the information sharing can be useful, but information sharing without privacy protections, millions of Americans are going to say that's a surveillance bill." And as I've reported in the past, these supposedly voluntary aspects, where it says it's it's a voluntary program for the companies to share their information, but that apparently is not true at all. Wyden says, number one, it's not voluntary for their customers, millions and millions of customers. And number two, to get the liability protection, the companies have got to say they didn't find anything personal and unrelated in a knowing fashion. And it's going to be pretty easy bar because they don't have to do much to look. So basically, it makes it much easier for them to spy on you through the companies, and these companies are more than likely going to participate. Several companies did come out and stand against it: Apple, Dropbox, Yelp, Reddit, Twitter, and the Wikimedia Foundation, who runs Wikipedia. And Senator Wyden closed with this statement: "I don't know how many times they kept coming back to the fact that the technology companies really weren't acting in the interest of the company." Isn't it funny? Politicians are telling these companies, "You're not acting in the interest of America by trying to fight for, privacy for the American citizens." He says, "You saw some of their comments. There's no reason for them to be opposed. That was because they know that these companies are experts in both cyber and privacy. They're the ones that are really knowledgeable about it, and they are opposed to this bill." CISA now heads to the House of Representatives for debate, and it has several hurdles to get over before it can actually become law. But this is definitely something you should keep your eye on, because it's something that, again, President Obama has said that he wants to pass soon. He also is desperate to pass gun legislation in some form before he leaves office. So I would advise you to keep your eyes and ears on that as well.